Hello, Canada, and welcome to our second week of the TSN Classic Bowl Championship. And once again, alongside the 13-time winner on the PBA Tour, Randy Peterson. Let's remind everybody about the format of this year's championship. 105 bowlers began play. They all bowled an 8-game series to determine the 24 top seeds. And in week one, we saw the top seed, Terry Krawick, win. We saw the third seed, David Samar from Granby, Quebec, win. And also Joe Kayak, who is a member of Team Canada, has won numerous titles, seeded number 23, but got off to a bad start in that 8-game series, so really maybe should have been seeded higher. What we saw, I think, was 3 very experienced bowlers win.
Yeah, without question, and that's what's key, especially for your first time on television. You really can't put a price on experience. So no surprise that David Samar, with a lot of PBA experience, he's bowled U.S. Opens before, no surprise that he advanced, and certainly no surprise that Joe Kayak, even though he opened the very first ball, or the very first frame of his match, no surprise that he came back and won that match.
Let's show you the 3 games that you'll see today, as we have seeds 4, 5, and 6 playing 21, 20, and 19. And the interesting match there, the interesting name, is Matthew Lewis of Stony Creek. And he's just 18 years of age, about to enter college, studying insurance. Okay, let's give him some insurance. What would he have learned from week 1?
Well, I think what he would have learned was you better bring some power. And luckily for Matthew, he doesn't use his thumb and he uses 2 hands. So power is certainly not an issue for Matthew.
All right, glad you're with us. It's week 2 of the TSN Classic Bowl Championship. Glad you're with us. It's week 2 of the TSN Classic Bowl Championship. And in this opening game, it'll be Jojo Copon from Toronto against 18-year-old Matthew Lewis of Stony Creek. So you've got the 4th seed and the 21st seeds meeting as we take a look at Jojo Copon. Lots of experience here. He does some touring, plays the Southern Ontario Tour, and likes to get over to Western New York as well. Has a couple of wins in the last couple of years. And not enough.
That's good.
Sweep goes down, 10 stands.
Good shot. Come on, buddy. Make a strike.
A lot of power in that man's game right there. He's got that nice bent elbow and wrist at the bottom of the swing, and Jojo brought it. He's brought his power game with him today.
And opens up with the spare, Jojo Copon. Now something a little bit different.
Just the fingers only. Doesn't put his thumb in it. Uses 2 hands. And watch this one, folks. That one hurt up here.
Wow. And we'll have to talk a little bit about this. You don't see it that often.
Jason Belmonte from Australia on the PBA Tour is really put the 2-handed style on the map, along with Osku Palermo from Finland.
In our pins game coverage, I've seen this style from Eastern Canada, a lot of duck pin.
Sure is fun to watch, boy. And when they get it going, they throw a lot of strikes. They throw pins all over the building. And that shot there, Matthew, looked like he kind of hit up on it just a little bit, caused the ball to check early and go through the nose, leaving the 3-4-6-7.
So after the strike, an open frame here in 2.
All right, let's do this. It's all you, baby. All you. All right. baby. One time. Yeah.
One time indeed.
All right. Let's do this. All right.
Well, there's a lot of power in this game, too. Big forearms on JoJo, gets the hand underneath it, snaps that elbow and wrist at the bottom. Perfect balance, eyes on target. Perfect result.
Yeah, we were talking last week about the relationship. So many sports are about balance. And in this one too, I mean, it's that finish. There seemed to be a little bit of a wobble towards the end of his delivery there, but he was able to find, and the release point seems to me is always the same spot.
Right, and that all has to do with timing. But I think, you know, it's like any other sport. You have to be in a good position to deliver the bowling ball. Both these players are in excellent position.
Boy, it tried to come back, stayed out there for the longest time. Would you teach anybody this style? Honestly,
I wouldn't discourage it.
Really? That surprises me.
I mean, if they're really, really good at doing this, I certainly wouldn't discourage them from continuing on. I think that obviously there's room for improvement, and that's going to come with experience for Matthew. And, you know, doing what he's doing with his bowling career right now, he's getting nothing but experience.
Three marks for JoJo Copon, number 4 seed. 2 opens back-to-back, and has Matthew Lewis, the 18-year-old from Stony Creek, Ontario, in an early hole. I tell you what, he does crunch them.
Well, remember that in creating revolutions, we try to get the wrist to go from that cup position to that uncut position at the bottom of the swing, kind of like throwing a yo-yo. Well, he does it naturally because he's not putting his thumb in. So the only way he can hold onto the bowling ball is by cupping it, and the only way he can release the bowling ball is by uncupping it. So he has that natural motion to begin with. That's what creates all the revolutions.
Looking for 3 in a row.
Oh.
JoJo.
Yeah.
JoJo.
Man.
For 3 in a row.
Good shot.
I like it.
Good shot, buddy.
Nice call.
You bring out the worst in me.
Yes, sir. See that? Nice back end reaction, and then a little JoJo reaction.
Okay. Let's do this. Come on, hold.
Got 4?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. JoJo Copon.
Well,
the account manager for Sinex Corporation adds up a spare and 4 strikes.
and JoJo doing what every good player does, and that's taking advantage of miscues from your opponent. Matthew with back-to-back open frames in the second and third. JoJo just jumped all over him with a 4-bagger.
Got a late tap on the 8 in the back.
Whoa. It's a little wide of target, and with that amount of ball speed, that ball doesn't have time to turn the corner. The dilemma for him, though, is if he squares up to the lane just a little bit, he runs the risk of the ball going high.
The delivery may be unconventional, but everything else he has to have a set routine, correct? I mean, he's got to still have his steps. He still has to find his marks. The actual release and throw is what may be odd.
Everything else is the same, right? He's got to have timing. He's got to have a target. He's got to obviously put his hand in the bowling ball, and he's got to release it and get it off his hand the correct way.
All right.
You know, the only thing he doesn't have is the thumb to create resistance in the thumb hole. So in other words, when he gets to the bottom of the swing, if he's indecisive at all, he can't grab it like you and I can, but with our thumbs being in the bowling ball.
All right. Yeah, he's not very happy. Just 18, about to enter Mohawk College, going to study insurance. Matthew Lewis.
In watching right now, Vic, I think that he's using the wrong piece of equipment. With his speed and rev rate, I think he needed a ball that was more aggressive.
Which means what?
Something that would adhere to the lane surface, something that would grab.
So let's go for the 5-bagger. Come on.
Something that would grab the lane and hook more.
Yes.
And so now he can use his speed and his rev rate to his advantage.
So that's a selection of what? A different composite, different ball makeup?
Something with a stronger core and cover stock.
Okay. Looking for 5.
That was not a good shot.
And no Yahtzee.
That's very good.
No Yahtzee.
Oh.
Goes to a plastic spare ball to shoot the 2-4. Another great tip for you folks at home. Straighter is greater, especially when you're shooting spares, and doesn't matter what the oil pattern's like that you're bowling on. If the plastic spare ball doesn't hook, now all you're talking about are straight lines. Makes it much easier.
The number 4 seed Jojo Copon very much in control against 18-year-old Matthew Lewis. Here in this opening game, second week of the TSN Classic Bowl Championship. Hold on, and there it is, back. Spare in 6, responds with striking 7. You know, you love the game of golf. I don't know if you remember a Canadian by the name of Mo Norman, if that name ever rings a bell. Okay, Mo Norman passed away a couple of, maybe even more than that, years ago. He was unconventional in the way he held a golf club. He held it like a baseball bat. No overlap, nothing at all. And the regular tour pros would look at that and go, but Mo could hit it. And I'm just wondering what the tour pros who throw it conventionally would think of the likes of Matthew Lewis.
Well, again, we have Jason Belmonte on our tour full-time. As a full-time player, he's actually won a PBA event. He did that last season. And so the players are used to it. And you know, Jason...
They don't snicker behind...
Jason Belmonte's the real deal.
Okay.
They're a little envious of the amount of power that he can create. But they don't take him lightly.
All right. Crossed over and still got it.
And this is what I was referring to about the choice of equipment for Matthew. You know, he's been coming in light just about every shot, so now he tries to square up to the lane. Well, his rev rate's too high to do that.
Yeah. And didn't you tell me that this is where the power will save you when you go Brooklyn?
Well, I mean,
keep on trucking.
He's got enough power if he used the right piece of equipment to open up the lane more.
Okay.
See, now where he's at is if he throws it too far to the right, it hangs. As soon as he squares up, it goes high, or Brooklyn.
Come on, turn up. Wow.
Oh, he didn't even touch the head pin.
That was a little aggressive.
That was his worst ball in 8 frames.
Yeah, that's just a bad shot.
Oh, good shot.
But he's got such a big lead right now with a 50-pin lead. Excuse me, 70-pin lead. You can afford a super washout. 1, 2, 4, 6, 10.
Calculator to the booth, please.
I was told there wouldn't be any math.
And the open.